You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
A successful first road trip of the year as the Tigers go to Jonesboro and beat Arkansas State. We'll recap the game with the Red Wolves, sit down with new wide receivers coach Larry Smith, and look ahead to Thursday Night Lights against Navy. It's The Ryan Silverfield Show. Let's go.
The game is on.
The Ryan Silverfield Show is presented by AutoZone. When you've got car trouble, you want help from number one. So if you've got a battery problem, head to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And by Conway Services, the official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent chicken, just the chicken sandwich. RJ Young, technology solutions that power your business. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams.
Check the box. Memphis beats a rival on the road. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Woloshin.
And I'm Doc Holliday. Let's take a look at these highlights.
The 61st edition of the Pate Bowl. Tigers making the 70-mile trip to Jonesboro to take on the Red Wolves. Ryan Silverfield was very upset that his team lost the turnover battle last week against Bethune-Cookman. Early first quarter, the Tiger defense does their part in changing that. Cameron Smith showing off the range and keeping the feet inbounds for the interception. Tigers would kick a field goal off of that, and they're not done forcing turnovers. Later in the first, Arkansas State deep inside Memphis territory. Not anymore. A couple of Tigers force the fumble, and the Arkansas native Simeon Blair just keeps making plays, falls on it. Tigers take over. Bit of a slow start for the offense, but they woke up in the second quarter. It helps when Seth Hennigan keeps cool under pressure. Great throw on the move to Joseph Skates, who dropped the touchdown earlier in the game. Makes up for it with this 4-yard score, 10-0 Memphis. Ensuing Red Wolves possession, JT Shrout trying to get something going for them. Instead, redshirt freshman DJ Bell jumps the route, turns the speed on, 36-yard pick six, makes it 17-0 Tigers, his first career touchdown. Save score late second. Great play designed by U of M. Hennigan faking like he's going to run. The defender bites, and that leaves Toski Dove wide open. The Mizzou transfer with clear highway on Interstate 6. 52-yard crib call, his first touchdown in a Memphis uniform. Tigers blow it open, up 24-0. Early third quarter. This time Hennigan going to keep it. And to quote Shaquille O'Neal, Seth, I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with your game because I didn't know you were snatching dudes' ankles like that. 7-yard rushing TD for QB1 makes it 31-3. Late fourth quarter, Tiger defense still on the prowl for turnovers. Arkansas State running back gets popped, coughs up the rock, and Darius Coffey falls on it. Memphis wins the turnover battle 4-0 on the night. Second unit in the game, let them close it out with some fun. Mississippi State transfer Catravion Hargrove scampering into the end zone from 17 yards out for his first Tiger touchdown as time expires. All Tigers, all the time. They dominate the Red Wolves 37-3. Their fifth straight win against Arkansas State moves them to 2-0 on the year. Here's the head coach postgame.
Look, all in all, great defensive performance. Anytime you have 4 takeaways, it's absolutely stunning, and it's phenomenal to watch them go out there and play. And I think the thing you got to see with that is the effort by the guys and multiple guys making plays. So it's not like, hey, just this one guy. In fact, a lot of you guys got to see guys that we weren't expecting to go out there, even the preseason, even last week, that went out there and made plays. So quite pleased with that.
Played complimentary football toward the defense just because we had a 28-point lead, and we're just kind of trying to maintain, not try and, throw it deep every single play. So we kind of started running the ball a little bit more, try to chew the clock. And then, first half, I thought we did okay. Our coaching staff really tried to preach owning the ball to us throughout the week. So we had no turnovers, which is obviously a good thing.
If you know you can give 110% and the guy right behind you is going to give 110% and keep the playing level at the same level, it just makes you want to play that much harder for your teammate and see it all come together as a whole, because we really have a chance to be a great defense, I feel.
Coach, there's always quirky parts of schedules. You got one this time because not only short week, it's Navy with the triple option that you're probably not going to see again this year.
Yeah, it's obviously unusual timing. If you talk to most coaches, not many of them are fans of the short weeks, but we understand, hey, who pays the bills? The television does, so it's part of our deal. And look, it's great to be on a national stage, first and foremost, but those short weeks are a little bit different. As a coaching staff, You got to put together a quick game plan. You got to put to rest the previous game. Make sure you guys are healthy, fresh, and well. But play Navy on a short week, it's a tall task.
And talking about that, people talk about short weeks as far as the game plan, trying to get that implemented, but it's the physical part, because a lot of times football players are broken down, man. They take a couple of days to recover. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, part of it is how quickly can we get them back, right? We talk about getting treatment all the time. I mean, they're living in the cold tubs, they're taking care of their bodies, they're making sure they're hydrating, getting sleep, because it's such a quick turnaround. You go for, right, it's hard enough going a full week and go play on another Saturday, but then all of a sudden you say, hey, you played on a Saturday, a physical football game, now turn back around and play on a Thursday. It's a quick change up. And so we talk to the guys all the time about taking care of their bodies. Our strength coaches, our athletic trainers, they all do a great job, and we make sure that they're on top of it.
And then this seems to be a theme this year. Bethune-Cookman, brand new coach, didn't know what the heck. Now you got a brand new coach at Navy.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's going to be some unknowns, as there always are. Obviously, Coach Newberry had been their defensive coordinator. In fact, quick story, I had coached against him 24 years ago when he was at Washington and Lee. So I'm not going to go back that far and watch some film from the late 90s and early 2000s, but at least there's that history there, and he's been part of that program. But just preparing for that triple option, I think that's what's so unique, because it's not like, hey, it's something we saw in the previous 2 weeks. We got to be ready, and we got to be mindful.
Well, people who don't know, tell them the problems that the triple option that it causes you as far as the defense, because you have to look at so many different things.
Yeah, I think part of what makes it so unique, Doc, is that it's one, you don't see it. You get to see it once a season. Hopefully that's it, right? And throughout the whole deal. Now you're asking your guys to do different things, because it's like a sleight of hand. Those teams that run the option really well, especially those service academies, that's what they've been doing for year after year after year, is they just wear you down. They find a way. They're okay with a 3-yard gain. But you may be the outside backer. You're responsible for the dive. You can't worry about the pitch. You can't worry about the quarterback. You just got to trust your rules over and over and over. And the biggest thing when you're playing a triple option offense is how disciplined can you be. We got to be great with our eyes. We got to be great with our communication. But can we be disciplined to do our job over and over and over, regardless of what we may think what's going on?
The other thing for me about playing Navy or any of the academies when you play them is the prestige, knowing this is some of America's best. And it's an honor to have them in the conference.
Oh, absolutely. Look, credit to them. And you think about those young men and women that go to the academies. I mean, they're paying the sacrifice not only to be student athletes and to go to those academies, but then what they're going to do for us and for our country after they're done. And so we're so fortunate. I give them so much credit. It's a team that other than when they play us, unless the conference standings are, you're pulling for them. And the type of young men and women there, you wish them nothing but the best. Obviously, for 60 minutes, we got to go out there and fight our tails off. But after that, I'm their biggest fan.
Let's get an inside look with new wide receivers coach Larry Smith.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's have a day, let's have a day, let's have a day, let's have a day, let's have a day. What up, Sam? Come on, Cole. Come on, Cole. Ball security, baby. There we go, there we go. Show them hands a little bit later, Ty. Pick it up, nice and smooth. There we go, nice and smooth, nice and smooth, nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Smooth, nice and smooth, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Good job, 85. That's the one, that's the one. There we go, good job, good job, good job. Good base, good base, good base, good base. Good job. He caught it, he caught it, he caught it. There we go, DT.
Well, you just saw new wide receivers coach Larry Smith in action, and coming up next, we'll sit down for a full conversation with him.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Welcome back to The Ryan Silverfield Show. Larry Smith's football journey in Tennessee started as a quarterback at Vanderbilt. Now, over a decade later, after helping the resurrect the program, he's landed as the wide receivers coach here at U of M.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's have a day, let's have a day, let's have a day, let's have a day, let's have a day. What up, Sam? Come on, Cole. Come on, Cole. Ball security, baby.
Larry Smith, new wide receivers coach here at the University of Memphis. Welcome. How do you like it here so far?
Man, I love it. It's truly a blessing. Great history, great program, great facilities.
excellent coaching staff, good players. So, man, I'm fired up and truly blessed to be here.
Before Smith started coaching, he had his own playing career. Football was actually the last sport he picked up at around 8 or 9. He played quarterback in high school in Alabama. He bounced around a lot as a kid because his dad was in the military, something that instilled lessons for the rest of his football career.
My dad always preached to me was have thick skin. You know, so playing the quarterback position, you have to have thick skin. You know, when you're winning, things are going well, you get all the credit. And as soon as you start losing, things aren't going so well, you get all the blame. You know, so I think just my dad instilling that with me from day one just allowed me to just really have thick skin and move on to the next play.
That mentality landed Smith at Vanderbilt for his own collegiate career, where he was under center for some of the biggest moments in the Commodores' recent history.
Man, it was fun. It was fun. It was a unique experience for sure. I was in Nashville for 4.5, almost 5 years. Had 3 different head coaches. Our senior class was the first senior class to go to 2 bowl games in Vanderbilt history. So we won the first bowl game in 2008, the Liberty Bowl. And as a matter of fact, my last collegiate game was here at the Liberty Bowl. I'm sorry, the first one was the Music City Bowl. And then my last collegiate game was here in the Liberty Bowl against Cincinnati. So I've seen the highs of highs and the lows of lows during my college career.
Did you think about that when you took the job here, things kind of coming full circle a
little
bit?
It was crazy. I was talking to my wife about it, and I was like, yeah, things just kind of coming full circle. The fact that my last game was here, and now I'm here coaching. So it's truly, you know, crazy and how this game works out.
After his playing days ended, he pursued coaching, first as a volunteer at South Alabama, then was hired by his high school coach Bill Clark as a grad assistant at Jacksonville State. Then in 2016, he followed Clark to take a job that would be daunting for some.
So then you go to UAB for the resurrection of that program.
Yes.
What's the thought process like walking into that?
What did I get myself into? We had to build a roster from scratch. So you can only imagine we recruited 85% of our roster was junior college kids. So we had an older group of guys on our team, and just getting those guys prepared and mentally prepared to practice for a whole year without playing any games. So you can only imagine how hard and how challenging that was. But by the time we got to playing in 17, we had built the culture. Guys started buying in and everything, you know, so it started showing on the field.
Smith was the Blazers wide receivers coach for 6 years and went to a bowl game all 6 seasons.
Fun. It was fun. It was fun. We had a lot of success there. Just seeing the city of Birmingham get behind the program and just seeing the program rise from the dead and just being a part of that was definitely a humbling experience.
You come here and UAB and Memphis are once again conference rivals. Did you give that any thought when you took this job?
I didn't, but it definitely brings some fun, you know, to the rivalry, the battle for the bones. And I know they haven't played in quite some time. So that'll be a good little deal when we go down to Birmingham later this year.
Put into words your coaching style.
Myself, real, fun. I feel like I'm a player's coach. I feel like I can relate to my guys. But I'm big on just having fun with the guys and just holding them accountable. They know I would say tough love.
A big advantage for Smith in coaching wideouts, his experience as the guy getting them the ball from his playing days.
I would say this: if I knew what I knew now when I played, I'll still be playing. I tell my players that all the time, and particularly with coaching the wide receivers, seeing things from the quarterback perspective allows those guys, you know, to just kind of see it from a different, you know, lens. Because receivers I'm always open, throw me the ball, but they also have to understand the progression and what the quarterback is, you know, looking at and his reads and everything like that.
There we go. Show them hands a little bit later, Ty. Pick it up, nice and smooth. There we go. Nice and smooth, nice and smooth, nice and smooth, nice and smooth.
With a small sample under his belt, Smith likes the players he's taking under his wing.
We got a really talented room. These guys are bought in. They care for each other. They play for each other. They hold each other accountable. They have fun. They have fun. And they want to be coached. They want to be challenged. So it makes my job a lot easier because I can truly hold these guys accountable.
That's the one. That's the one. There we go. Good job. Good job.
Coach, you have a new receivers coach in Larry Smith. One thing I know, he's smart. He was the starting quarterback at Vandy. He's been at UAB. How is your relationship connected?
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. You know, he's a guy that I really didn't know much prior. Obviously, you see his resume, you knew what he was able to do. And they had a lot of success at UAB for a lot of years when he was involved there. And then obviously being involved in the state, you know, with the recruiting in the state of Alabama, but also having played in the state of Tennessee at a school out in Easton Nashville we won't talk about. But, you know, when I interviewed him, his charisma, his intelligence, his willingness to hold the guys accountable, it was hook, line, and sinker. I was sold immediately. He's done a phenomenal job with our wide receivers. Obviously, you can show by their production that he's getting it done.
And talking about the wide receivers, because you said it, we can talk about the production and the catches and where they can move in space, but what's been more impressive to me is his connection with them because they're blocking downfield, and that's huge for me.
Yeah, everybody talks about the, you know, hey, what gets the run game going, what gets these things. But you talked about it, you know, first few games, their perimeter blocking has been phenomenal, and I think that allows the run game. I think it allows some of those screens that we've seen early in the season to occur because of what he teaches. And he gets them to be disciplined, and everything in their game is important. Every wide receiver just wants to run the vertical route and you know, hit shots downfield, but he understands it's the full concepts of what we're trying to do schematically, and he's got them to buy into it, and they're playing really hard, and I'm really excited that he's part of our family.
What is his personality like? Because he had to mesh some old guys who were here and new guys who came in.
Yeah, you know what? Coach Smith is a perfect example of one of those, you know, he's a young coach with an old school adage. You know, he can get along with him. He can make him at least think he's cool enough, but then bam, he lays the hammer down. My type of guy. You know, he's a lot cooler than I am. He can carry on, but he does a great job because they really respect him. Because of his resume and the tutelages he's able to do and the information he can give them in order to be successful. He gets along with them. He's developed wonderful relationships, but he holds them accountable, and that was a word I used earlier. And you're seeing that piece now carry over down in and down out with what we're able to do on the field.
Navy on a Thursday night and the start of conference play. We'll preview that coming up next.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone. Let's take a look at the AutoZone road ahead.
So we're already in at conference play. Tell me a little bit about this league. It's different.
Obviously, conference play started a little bit earlier this year for us, but it is. Obviously, the usual suspects, some of those that we've had some great rivalries with and some great history with. But now that we've added some of these other teams, right, from different parts of the region, all over the country, I think it's going to be great. I'm excited to see some of these new venues. I'm excited to get further into league play, obviously one game at a time.
How do you introduce yourself, though, to these new teams? It's like you're coming into our house now. It's like putting on new clothes. The jacket may not fit, but we don't want the jacket to fit. How do you introduce yourself to these new teams and the players? Because it is new challenges.
Yeah, I'd like to hit them right in the mouth is how I'd like to introduce ourselves to them. But that's part of it. You don't ever let anybody come right into your home. You got to do it the right way. And we're going there. We're going to try to kick down some doors. But look, there's going to be some challenges because there are some new things. Sometimes you get a familiarity with the coach. What kind of philosophy they have? What are they all about? What kind of team do they play? And now more than ever, I'm going to have to go back and, get a feel for them, their coaching staff, and see. But hopefully we're at the advantage in all these things.
That was tonight's AutoZone Road Ahead. AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination and official sponsor of Tiger Athletics. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
With Navy, you get pomp and circumstance and hopefully a W. We'll put a wrap on this one in just a minute.
You're watching The Ryan Silverfield Show, presented by AutoZone.
Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, Navy is Thursday night, and we'll talk about it next Sunday.
The Ryan Silverfield Show is presented by AutoZone. When you've got car trouble, you want help from #1. So if you've got a battery problem, head to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone. And by Conway Services, the official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Chick-fil-A, we didn't invent chicken, just the chicken sandwich. RJ Young, technology solutions that power your business. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams. This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Memphis. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Memphis and Learfield.